Hello everyone. So I thought it'd be great to do a nice generalized Monstera care guide. I have a Monstera collection that's slowly growing. I have a Monstera Standeliana Albo and also an Aora. I also have a Monstera Thai Constellation, which I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing about. And my newest member of my plant family is this Monstera Stella Picana that I got from a local plant shop called Rhizomes, which sadly closed their doors permanently yesterday, which is very heartbreaking. It was just a very unique place, and the owner Chelsea just was a wealth of knowledge. It's true loss for the plant community in my area. But as far as generalized requirements for this plant, know that they grow in the jungle, the rainforest of South and Central America. They start on the forest floor and they kind of climb their way, struggling to get closer to the light that's on the other side of the top of the canopy in the rainforest. So in general, you always want to give your Monsteras something to have support and to grow on. This one is too juvenile and she's not ready for one of those support systems. But I have my Albo here. She was doing really well, and then she wasn't giving me any more leaves. So I gave her some skewers, and suddenly, bingo. I don't know if you can see that right there in the middle, right there. She is giving me a brand new leaf. So, and she's also starting to upsize her leaves ever since I gave her this support system. So if you want more growth and you want bigger leaves on your Monstera, give it something to grab onto, something to give it support, and it will give that to you. This one is a cutting that was in water from a leaf. This is my Aora, and she's beautiful. You can see the difference in her leaves relative to that Albo, as she's more of a creamy variegation. The Albo is white. The same thing here. She wasn't giving me any new leaves, and I gave her the same barbecue like skewers, and she's starting to give me new leaves, which is awesome. My Thai Constellation, she does not have a support system yet because she's growing a little bit wonky, and she's gonna need to have her support system when she gets repotted right here. And her leaves were kind of growing towards one of my other windows that was behind her. So I've taken that light from her, and now slowly but surely all of her leaves are facing towards the front. So when she has our leaves faced in that direction, she's going to get herself a repot and a nice wood support, which will go all the way down to the bottom of the pot. I'm not a moss pole person. I mean, I know I'm going to catch some comments about that, but I feel, they grow on wood. They don't grow on moss in the wild. They'll do just fine with wood from Home Depot that's not, excessively treated with chemicals. They'll do just fine with that. So as far as light, they like bright and direct light. All Monsteras do. They don't like direct light on their leaves. That will scorch and burn them. Watering, you want a rainwater, distilled water, filtered water. Those things are what they prefer. They don't like a lot of salts in their water system. That's not something they would experience in their native, climate. So if you have, let's say, well water and it's soft, you might be able to get away with that. As far as watering them, you do want to let them almost completely dry out. I don't let them completely dry out. I let them get to the point where they drop below 4 on my moisture meter, or you let them dry out if you use like a barbecue skewer like I'm using for the propping up of my little babies here. You want to stick it all the way down to the bottom of the pot, and when you're seeing just a little bit of moisture still down there, that's when you water your Monstera. As far as soil, you want to make sure it's a well-draining soil. I used to always get my soils pre-mixed from Rhizome's plant store, but I can't get them there anymore. So now I'm ordering Repot Me, has really good mixes. I get that either from their website or from Amazon. They sell their pre-bagged mixes on Amazon as well. They have a really nice Monstera mix, which I've ordered, that I'm going to use to repot this girl, who has, surprisingly enough, done really, really well in a not so great soil. I was going to repot her when I first got her from Lowe's. It's like a, Lowe's is everywhere. It's like a hardware kind of home improvement store. And she just loved it anyway. I mean, sometimes plants survive and stuff and thrive and stuff that makes no sense. But when I do repot her, I will keep some of this mix in it, and then I will mix her up with that Monstera mix, and she's gonna do really great with that. Let's see what else. Humidity, I found that this plant, Monsteras in general, the 4 that I have, all the same. They don't like to drop below 60% humidity. And especially with this girl, you know, I don't know if you've ever seen how Monsteras of this type, they unfurl their leaves. It's kind of like rolled up like a cigar. So I will bump up this type of Monstera when they're unfurling their leaves. I will give them a humidifier nearby and bump up that humidity to 70%, just as they're unfurling that leaf to prevent the leaf from getting stuck. I found that's worked really, really well with my plants. Temperature wise, they don't like to drop below 60 degrees Fahrenheit. I would say 60 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit if you're in the United States is where they like to live. If you're everywhere else in the world, 18 to 27 degrees Celsius would be the temperature you're looking for. Some of the thicker leaves, varieties like this one, can even thrive in temperatures as high as 90. So they're actually pretty cool that way. So you want to let them climb. You want to make sure that the soil is well draining. And as far as fertilization, I'd say I go organic. I love liquid dirt. I also love worm castings. Worm castings, I throw that around like it's candy. My plants just thrive in it. That's something they would get in their normal, you know, environment outside. Worms are always doing their thing. As far as the liquid dirt, I give my plants that either every watering or every other watering, depending on how much they're growing. If they're more in dormancy, I won't fertilize as much, but if they're giving me new growth constantly and upsizing their leaves, almost every watering they will get a half, I would say half strength of the fertilizer liquid dirt recommends, and they do phenomenal with that. So I think we've covered most of the care requirements. If you have any other questions regarding Monstera care, feel free to leave it in the comments below. I always love answering any questions you might have. If you own a Monstera, let me know what type of Monstera you have. And if you've found other care tips that you have that have made them thrive, feel free to leave it in the comments below. We are a community here, and we help support each other in taking better care of our plants. If you found this video helpful, feel free to like and subscribe to my channel, share it with others, and until next time, keep giving your plants lots of planty love.